Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, the show where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and today's episode is brought to you by iBranson.com. It's the place where you can find the latest Branson show schedules and attraction information, so be sure to go to iBranson.com. On today's show, we have Hannah Farnum with the Clay Cooper Theater. She is a new addition to the show, but she has a strong family heritage in the music industry. You may have heard of the Farnum family. Well, I want to give a shout out to all the Branson families in Branson during spring break. It's a great time to come to Branson. There's tons to do. Lots of attractions, shows, the #1 theme park in the country, museums, golf, fishing, shopping, hiking, ATV rides, and of course, restaurants. I just want to let you know we're so glad that you're here, and we hope that you have a great time in Ozark Mountain Country on your spring break. Now, while you're in Branson, be sure to pick up a copy of the Flavor of Branson Dining Guide. It lists all the restaurants in the area and has lots of great value with numerous money-saving coupons. You'll want to pick this up probably in your hotel lobby. They're in racks around town and they are free. So use this as a resource when you're picking your next restaurant in Branson. Now, we'll be right back with Hannah Farnum here on Play Branson.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. And on today's show, for the first time, I have Hannah Farnum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And you are at the Clay Cooper Theater.
Yes, sir.
In Clay Cooper's show. Mm-hmm. And you are one of the newer entertainers there.
Yeah.
And so you guys have a brand new show. We're going to talk about that. But let's talk about your musical career and your history and how did you get into this business?
Well, I started playing fiddle when I was about 6. I took lessons for 10 years from Ricky Bowen. He played with Sons of the Pioneers for a long time over at Shepherd of the Hills. And he moved back to Texas several years ago to go into cowboy music ministry with his dad. Mm-hmm. Texas was where he was from originally. Yeah.
So when we say his name, he's not just any teacher. No. He is, and I went back and I read this, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, he used to have a show in Branson. But
he also,
he was a world champion fiddle player at the age of 20.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And so you were one of his students for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're at 6 years old starting to learn how to play.
Yep.
And so what happened from there?
Well, I've only ever really played by ear, so he didn't. The only thing he really taught me was how to do scales, and then from there, I mean, first off, he just kind of started me off on like learning all the parts of the fiddle and the bow, and then he started me off on basic tunes, and he would play a part, and I would play it back. And like every week he would record something for me and I would go home and listen to that and hopefully have it ready by next week. Mm-hmm. Didn't always happen depending on the complexity of the tune. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he was a great, very patient teacher.
Yeah. So when you were learning, were you like, I want to get into this business, or was it just a hobby, or kind of what was in your mind at that point?
I mean, for me, I think it was more because I was just kind of drawn to the fiddle from the beginning. I mean, I kind of just picked it out. All of my siblings play instruments as well. Well, my youngest brother doesn't really. He was kind of a reluctant musician compared to the rest of us. But yeah, most of my siblings play instruments.
And so your dad also has a pretty rich history in Branson, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was well, he played music at Silver Dollar City for a long time in the saloon show. And then he also played with the Stumpwater Band. I don't know if you've heard, they were kind of a punk rock band. You can find old videos of him playing with them on YouTube. But yeah, he's got a pretty big history in the Ozarks.
And so you guys have had this family band as well.
Yeah.
The Farnum family, right? Because you have a website that people can go check out. But so you guys have performed in various locations, is that right?
Yeah, we've traveled around the country, played in Texas and Wyoming, Oklahoma, pretty much all over wherever they'll have us. So.
Okay. So talk a little bit more as you're in high school. Are you getting more involved in music, and what happens after high school? And
well, for us, none of us ever actually went to high school. We never like graduated officially. We were all homeschooled.
Okay, you were homeschooled.
So our mom did all of that really, and she taught us basic math and algebra, stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how did the role of Clay's come about?
Well, he just contacted me out of the blue last year and said he was in the market for a fiddle player. And so, yeah, he asked me if I'd be interested, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll try it out. My grandma actually worked in his box office for many years, and so she would take us to see his show and other shows at the theater. So we kind of grew up going to see Clay, and yeah, it's like, whoa, I never would have imagined I'd be playing with Clay Cooper.
Yeah. So that was kind of a shock when he called you.
Yeah.
Now, I understand you also got a call from another theater at that point in time, and so the Presleys had called you too. And so, like, a lot of times people are just trying to get auditions, but you're getting phone calls. Why do you think you got those phone calls?
Well, I think there were a few people that put in a good word for me around Branson. So, yeah, that's probably why.
Now, you have also placed in several competitions, right? And so you got taught by a world champion, and then after that you started entering competitions as well. And so can you tell us about any of them? Yeah,
well, I was a peewee back in the day, competing in just little small contests. I won some cash every now and then if I'd place, like maybe second or third, I placed first a few times in the peewee division. And then as I got older, I started doing like the junior and then like adult and open divisions, which open is any age. So the biggest contest I've competed in several times is the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas.
Okay.
And I played in their old time fiddle contest, and I took third place a couple times and brought home a couple fiddles. So
wow, that's pretty good. So the type of music that you like to play, how would you characterize that?
Well, I grew up, Ricky taught me mostly Texas swing style, which was contest style fiddling is what I started with. And then as our family started playing more, we've done more of a variety of like gospel, bluegrass, Irish. We've done some Western swing in our band as well. And then now I'm playing country with Clay. And
So what's your favorite?
Probably Western swing, honestly.
Western swing.
It's just, I love the feel of the music.
Yeah. But so you have some instrumental CDs or albums or whatever you want to call them. How would you classify those? Because is it Lady Be Good? Is that right?
That's my newest album that just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. How would you classify that one?
I would probably call it more of a variety too, because it's not just any genre.
Yeah.
It's got some Irish and Texas swing and some bluegrass on it. So yeah, it's a variety album.
But it's more instrumental, correct?
Yeah, it's all instrumental.
Okay, yeah, I didn't listen to all the songs, but I did go and listen to them. I'm like, man, this is good. It's like, it's not something that you're normally going to hear on the radio.
Right.
But it's like just good background kind of music to have in the back. If you're doing, working on something and you want something playing. And,
yeah.
I was just like, wow. But I think I feel like it also is, I don't know if I'd call it traditional or just almost like an air gone by. You know, like it's got Ozark feel to it. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some old-timey type stuff on there too.
There you go. Yep. Okay, we'll be back in just a second with more with Hannah. Stay tuned. Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 5 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Music Capital Inn, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're here with Hannah Farnum, and she is the fiddle player over at the Clay Cooper Theater with the Clay Cooper Country Music Express, and one of the newest entertainers there.
Besides Grant Moody, he just joined as well.
Yeah,
He's phenomenal guitar player.
Those spots don't open up very often, do they?
No.
No. So, if somebody's never seen Clay Cooper, they've never seen his show, how would you describe his show to somebody maybe out there watching?
I mean, it's kind of a variety of country, and they do kind of some almost like old like rock and pop-ish, like Michael Jackson. Like they'll throw in some covers of those type of artists. Yeah, it's just a lot of really good entertainers and singers, musicians are amazing.
He's got a really good cast over there. And dancers.
Dancers, yeah.
You know, that's one of the things. Clay's been around Branson for decades now, and started out really way back in the day as the Texas Gold Miners, and then was over at Country Tonight. And I think that's where he got all the dancers.
Yeah.
As at Country Tonight, he's like,
yeah.
And so probably one of the, I would say probably one of the biggest dance crew in Branson.
Probably, yeah, because Clay met his wife Tina at Country Tonight, and she was a dancer there. And so Tina choreographs all the dances in Clay's show. Yeah. She's amazing.
And then you guys have Matt Gum, who's kind of your resident comedian.
Yeah.
He's a great entertainer, singer, musician as well.
Yeah.
So
he can do anything.
He can. He absolutely can. So when you're like this last season, did you have some featured numbers for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, we did Devil Went Down to Georgia, which we're doing again this year. And it was featured on a bluegrass song. We're doing a new bluegrass song this year from last year. Yeah, and I have several like just fill-in spots, and I have different leads on different songs. So yeah, it's cool. So
what kind of advice would you give to somebody that's maybe just starting out playing the fiddle? And I guess you can call it the violin too. It just depends on how you play it, right?
Yeah. Of course, I've got a joke that says, "What's the difference between a fiddle and a violin?" About $10,000.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, for someone just starting out, I mean, just keep at it. Really, don't give up. Back when I was first starting, I used to say I can't do it. Like I would be learning a tune and it would be too difficult for me, and I would just say I can't do it and kind of want to give up on it. But thankfully, I didn't. So. Yeah.
So you're really young, but you've been doing this 20 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and we love highlighting young entertainers in Branson because there's always this rumor that it's just old entertainers, which we have dispelled that 100 times on this show because there's a lot of young entertainers in Branson, and you're just an example of one of those.
Yeah.
So,
Grant Moody is another young entertainer that is just phenomenal. I mean, he's as good as any of the older generation guitar players.
yeah, and so he was over at the Ball Knobbers, and so now he's over at y'all's show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have to say, I have tried to get Grant on the show.
Oh, really?
And he canceled on me so many times.
Oh.
And so Grant, if you're out there and you want to be on my show, you got to call me now. He'll never even watch that. But my kids actually grew up with some of the Moody boys.
Oh,
and,
cool.
And of course they've grown up in Branson, and their dad was an entertainer.
Oh, yeah,
so you're
Greg.
kind of like a second generation entertainer in Branson because your parents were, your dad was on stage at least. So was your mom also?
I mean, I don't know if she was on stage so much. I mean, she took piano lessons when she was 6, and then after she met my dad over at Shepherd of the Hills. She was working in the jewelry shop there, I believe, and yeah, my dad was singing a song and he forgot the lyrics, and my mom chimed in. And it was like love at first note.
There you
her
go.
voice.
There you go, folks. This is how families start. Is people finish songs for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 4 brothers and a sister.
Okay, and then as part of this family band that you have, how many is everybody in it, or is it just some folks? Or
Well, right now, it's kind of just me and my dad and my sister, because
okay.
everybody else is kind of doing other things. And of course, our oldest brother, Daniel, he used to play the bass before my sister Maggie took over for him after he got married and moved to Colorado. So
Okay. And so when you guys are playing as a family band, what kind of music are you playing? Is it original? Is it just old time? What bluegrass? What are you playing?
we do a lot of covers of some bluegrass and some old-timey and Irish and folk-ish type stuff. So, yeah.
I saw you just recently played at Vintage Paris. Is there some other places you guys normally play at?
We actually didn't play at Vintage Paris. We had to cancel it because of weather.
We're going to do a take there, okay? So you'll need to edit that out.
I gotcha.
Okay. So where do you normally play in the Branson area when you're playing with your family?
It depends. I mean, we honestly don't play a lot in Branson.
Okay.
I mean, we'll play here and there at different venues, I guess, but not.
So people just need to go to your website.
Yeah.
And what's your family website?
FarnumFamily.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
And spell your last name so that they get it.
Yeah. Okay. FARNUM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Folks, do you hear that? FARNUM family.org. They can go there and they can buy your music, and family music as well.
Yep.
And let's come back to Clay Cooper real quick. And can you tell people, like, typically when your shows are there?
Yeah, well, we're starting up in March, and then the season runs all the way through Christmas, so like November and December. So.
Yeah. And then are you guys at 7:30 or 8 o'clock?
Yeah,
or?
7:30s in the evenings, and then we also will have mornings and afternoons later on in the season.
So you just got to go to iBranson.com or Google Clay Cooper, and you can find the schedule there. And so, Hannah, we appreciate you coming on the show today and us learning a little bit more. And we're glad to have young entertainers in Branson.
Yep.
So, folks, we'll be back in just a second with Wrap the Show Up.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. We're wrapping the show up today. Our guest this week was Hannah Farnum, and you can catch her over at the Clay Cooper Theater with the Clay Cooper Country Express. Now that's located right in the heart of West Highway 76, Country Music Boulevard, right across from the Titanic Museum, across from Montana Mike's, across from the Best Western Center Point Inn. Can't miss the theater there. It's in a strategic, great location. Now, if you want to find out more information about Hannah, her music, or even her family band, you can go over to farnumfamily.org. Now, I always tell you guys, here's who's on next week's show. And I'm thinking next week's show is going to be Billy Yates. Now, there's a slight possibility it might not be, but I think it's going to be Billy Yates. And I am so excited that he's back in Branson. And we love him. And he's been on the show before, but it's been a while because he's been away in the entertainment industry. So we're going to find out where he's at, what he's doing, all those kind of fun things. Now, if you need your help planning your Ozark Mountain spring vacation, be sure to visit ibranson.com or call the folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and they can help plan your entire trip. You can find the latest show schedules, attractions, lodging options on ibranson.com or call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. Now, there's still time to get here before the end of the spring season. Okay, are you following us on social media? Are you following us on Facebook? Following us on YouTube? Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at PlayBranson. Also, if you have an entertainer you would like to see on a future episode, let us know. Send us a message. Okay, music is always better live, so go see some live music this week. That's it for today. We'll see you next week on PlayBranson.